Hey guys, welcome to this next YouTube video. Today we're going to be doing a training aid review. Now during this training aid review we're going to be reviewing the VISIO template / putting mat. In this review we're going to be breaking down the benefits of having a putting mat, benefits of having this style of training aid, how you can use it in your practice and whether you should get this training aid or not. Let's get into the video. So with the putting mat, obviously what we want to do, you can see obviously the pattern that's on that VISIO template. Each obviously putting mat will have their kind of different designs, but they're all pretty much the same. So in terms of brand, I wouldn't really stress too much because each putting mat is going to pretty much cover all the same things. They're all going to have an arc. Most of them are going to have the club face angles, and most of them are going to have some sort of measurement of stroke length as well. So there's not really any better brand out there. They're all very similar. So obviously when we've got this mat set down, what we want to try and ensure is that the straight line on the mat is pointing down towards our target line. Obviously you can see here, this is a right to left putt, and I've set up the mat a little bit right of this hole, just so then when I roll putts along the mat, that's then going to ensure that I'm giving myself an opportunity to actually get the ball in the hole. And I'd always recommend that when you've got this training aid down, actually putt to a hole, just so then that's more realistic. So obviously the benefit of having this mat down is it's just going to ensure you to get used to what a good arc looks like and to what a good putter path looks like. We aren't going to be going from out to in, and we aren't going to be going from in to out, and if we are, we're going to get a good visual of what we're actually doing. So then we're going to get to understand our tendencies. From there, when we understand our tendencies, then we can realize and correct ourselves from there. So that's what a mat's really good for doing. It's giving us that sort of template on the floor so we can actually get a good visual of what our natural putter path looks like, and then what a real good putter path and neutral putter path should look like. So not only does it really allow you to get neutral and get well aligned because of the mat that's lining up to your target line, so you can get your feet parallel to it just like I'm doing here. Then from there what you can do is you can just ensure that the middle part of the mat goes down to the center of the stance, and that's ball position ticked off as well. So you've sort of nailed some really good setup fundamentals just by having this mat laid down on the floor, aiming down your target line. Then from there, because I'm going to follow the arc and follow the mat, that's going to mean that my putter path is probably going to be much better than usual. So then if my mat is aligned at the correct spot, then that's just going to mean that I should hold most putts. I spent a bit of time before this video just making sure that I lined this up well, just so then when I'm putting, you can see how now it's always going to go in. So you're going to get used to actually seeing the ball go in the hole a lot if you've got this laid down firstly correctly, and then if you're running your putter up and down it correctly. And just them constant reps on a putting mat is really going to straighten up your path, which should then straighten up your face rotation and straighten up your face at impact, which should then obviously allow you to start the ball on line. So there, we're going 1, 2. I've kept all of them on the arc and most of them have gone in, so you can see they're pretty positive. So obviously now I've shown you how to use the putting mat when it's on the floor. You can see when that mat's down there's a lot of things going on. So I have this sort of middle line here which really helps me track my path. I also have these lines here which also helps me track the face rotation. So when we've actually got that face square, we want to ensure that the leading edge is following these lines that are running perpendicular. That's going to ensure that not only your arc's good but your face to path is good as well. So obviously after showing you all of the features of this mat, most mats will also have them features as well. So not only can we really work on the actual path, we can also work on the face rotation, so keeping that face square to the path instead of it moving around. Then also from there what we can work on is our stroke lengths. So for certain length putts we can then swing it back to the certain measurements. And if we're dialing in all of them things, not only are you keeping your start line good because of the face rotation and the arc, but you're also dialing in your distance control because you're working on the correct stroke lengths for each length putt. So for here, I'm going to putt to say 5 foot first, which is 15, 15. Then I'm going to go to 10 foot, which is about 25 to 25. Then I'm going to keep extending up, so I can go say up to 35 centimeters, which is about 25 foot, obviously on certain green speeds. So that's just a little review of a putting mat. I definitely recommend purchasing one if you can find one obviously online or at your local shop. There's obviously many things that we can work on that really sort of grooves in the start line of your stroke and also your distance control. So these are kind of a multi-purpose training aid, which I think are really good for just dialing in your putting in general. So I hope you enjoyed that video. That was the first training aid review I've done in a while. I can definitely get some more done for you if you found that helpful and useful. If you can like and subscribe, that'd be amazing. And I will see you next week.